I'm Darlene.
I'm Gene.
We're the Roaming Retirees. We're a retired couple in our 60s who sold everything we own to travel the world full time. And in today's video, we're going to be visiting the UNESCO World Heritage City of Gyeongju, South Korea. And we're also going to talk about why things didn't go as planned in Daegu. So that's coming up.
And we're generally running a few weeks ahead of our videos, so if you'd like to know our current location, you can follow us on Instagram. So come with us as we explore Gyeongju.
So on our way to Daegu, we're sitting on the train, and I was telling Gene I just really wasn't feeling right. I wasn't sure if I was getting sick or if I was just overly tired.
Yeah, so then when we finally got to Daegu, we got to our hotel, we got settled in, we decided to go out and just kind of explore the neighborhood. So we went down, and out in the street there was some kind of festival or something going on.
Yeah, there's all kinds of food trucks.
Yeah, because there was food trucks, there was a stage set up, and they had dancers and live acts going. There was a parade that went through. So there was just a lot going on.
And we were kind of like, oh, this is a cool neighborhood. It was bustling, you know?
Yeah, it was busy. And then we decided just to go grab something to eat. And then by then, you weren't feeling that great. So we just headed back to the hotel and decided to go get a good night's sleep.
Yeah. And then the next morning I got up, and man, I was full on sick. I had a fever, and whatever it was that I had, it moved straight to here, to my chest. And boy, that was the end of that for me. I was like, that was the end of my, I'm gonna go see Daegu. And so.
Yeah, and then from that point I went down. We're supposed to get breakfast included, so I went down and I thought, well, I'll go get breakfast. And went down. Well, our breakfast was either Cocoa Puffs or cornflakes, or there was 3 different kinds of ramen that they served. And one was a seaweed, one was a shrimp, I believe.
Yep.
And then there was a hot and spicy one.
And guess which one I got? Hot and spicy.
Yeah, so hot and spicy it was.
I got hot and spicy ramen every morning for breakfast for the next 5 days. And really the only time, I didn't leave the room at all, and the only time Gene left the room was to go get food or do laundry or run to the pharmacy. It was pretty limited.
And that is one thing I will tell you. When you travel, bring something with you from wherever home is for you. Because trying to be out in a foreign country talking to a pharmacist and tell her about allergies and stuff like that, it's pretty tough. So you definitely want to bring something.
Absolutely. Well, and then for you, it's a little tougher because he's trying to get medicine for me, and I have a little heart thing, so I can't have stimulants whatsoever.
Yeah.
And so he's trying to explain it. And
finally, they just told me, go to the hospital.
Yeah. It was pretty hard for him. He came home and he's like, I was trying to do the translate, that wasn't working, but anyway, pack something with you. Pack stuff that you can take with you that's gonna work for you.
Yeah.
So anyway,
and then finally after it was 5 days, I think it was. On the last day, you were finally feeling better, and we decided to head out, and we went to the Arboretum.
Yeah, that was something that was on our list of things to see.
Yes, it was.
And so we we got there so late in the afternoon, so we only really had just a little over an hour there. But it was good for me and you to get out of the
just get out
hotel.
of the apartment and get some fresh air. And
it was so nice
wander around. It was very beautiful in there.
Yeah.
And
breathe all that plant air. It was good for
oxygen.
us. Yeah. And so we did that, and then we left the next day and headed to Gyeongju. And realistically, there was a lot of things on our list that we wanted to see in Daegu, and we were so sad and so bummed that we didn't get to do those things. So maybe someday we can go back and see it. But anyway, it was disappointing. So then we headed to Gyeongju. That's a UNESCO World Heritage City. It's from the Silla period, so it's from 57 BC to 935 AD. And those numbers, when I say them, they just blow my mind all the time. When I go to a city and they say, well, this city's like over 2,000 years old, it just kind of blows me away. But anyway, and that was so cool because when we got there, we only got a full day. We had 2 nights, but the one was traveling day. And so we got in late and then went to our hotel. Then the next, we had our full day and then we slept that night. And then the next day we had to get up and leave again. So we just had the one full day in Gyeongju and we wanted to make the most of it. So we got up early and we trekked.
Caught an Uber and we were headed over to the tomb complex, right?
Yeah, it's called the Daereungwon Tomb Complex. And that is Silla area tombs. There's 23 total tombs. And this is the tombs for all of the kings and queens and the nobility. And so that was really cool to see. Yeah. If you saw these mounds in person, they're huge. I mean, they're huge.
Yeah, they're very big.
And then you think about, they didn't have bulldozers and they didn't have backhoes and all the stuff you would need. They had manual labor. And so when we first got out of our Uber, the first thing you saw all the tombs around because they're on all sides of the road, you know. But the first thing we kind of saw was right across the street. We're like, what's that? Because there was this beautiful gate. And when we saw the gate, we were like, what in the world is that? Because it was so pretty, right?
Yeah.
And so we thought, well, before we go do these tombs, let's run over there and see what that is. So we crossed the street and we found out that that was called the Gyeongju Temple Gate. And that's located in the city center right across the street from the complex. The temple has a unique entrance structure originally that belonged to a traditional Joseon dynasty government, and it was located somewhere else in the city. And they actually disassembled it and then totally moved it and reassembled it there at its current location.
Yeah.
And they did that for the preservation of it.
Yeah.
And so it's used today as a teaching hub and then also for the locals to come and pray. But that was really it was a small complex compared to some of the ones we've been to.
Yeah.
But it was really beautiful and really peaceful. It was set up very nicely.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then we went over to the museum, the complex museum.
The tomb complex, yeah.
Yeah. And the first building, there's 2 buildings, and the first one is where they show you how the tombs were built. So when you walk inside, it's showing you the construction and how they were actually built. That was really cool to see.
Yeah, it was amazing because I mean how they do it is just amazing with no, like she said, they had no power equipment or anything like that. It's all just manual labor. But they're bringing in rocks, they're bringing in logs, they're building this structure as it goes up.
Inside dirt.
Inside the thing, yeah, and then they put the logs kind of down this way and then they cover it with dirt. It's quite amazing how they did it.
Anyway, and then we left learning how they were built, and then we went to the building next door, and that was more of a small museum and an information center. And when you go there, you buy your little ticket, and the ticket is like $2, $2 US, right?
Yeah.
The hours are 9 a.m. to 10 p.m., and I think you can buy the last ticket at 9:30 p.m.
Yeah.
And anyway, so really you can walk around outside at the complex and not purchase a ticket, you know?
Yeah.
But if you have the ticket, then that takes you, because across the street, there is also a, what is that called? The Cheongmakcheong tomb. I probably killed that name.
Probably.
But anyway,
I can never
there is
say
that tomb across the street, and that's the only tomb that they're allowing you to go underground and see.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's worth the $2. You know, spend the $2, see the museum, see the
because you go down in there and let you, it's kind of dark in there, but they let you go in there and kind of, they have windows that let you see how it was actually built, because that one has been kind of excavated, right?
Right.
Or not?
So that ticket includes the interior tour of the tomb. So and it takes you through everything, and it takes you through the museum, which the museum was small, but it was cool. They had that crown and those gold shoes.
Yeah, they had the little spikies on.
Yeah, they had these
everything.
spikes on them. And then they had a video there, and the video kind of told about the tombs and that area of, you know, the Silla period and what happened there. And then they were showing this whole scene at the end of the video, and it was like this beach scene, and all of a sudden the wave came, and it was 3D, and it was like the wave came up under your feet.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, it's like the water is...
She's over there holding her feet up, trying not to get wet.
I was like, this is kind of weird, because it was so real.
But it did look very real.
Yeah,
like,
it was a very real thing. But anyway, and I knew that we were in a theater, but it just seemed like all of a sudden I'm like, where's this water coming from? Because it just kind of flowed up on top of you. But anyway, and then when we finished the museum, we walked amongst the tombs, and then we went across the street, and we went ahead and went into that Cheongmachung tomb that they let you go into. And that has been excavated, and it's kind of turned into a museum.
Yeah.
And so you go in there and you see.
Yeah, it's very interesting. You can see how they were laid out and kind of how they built it and everything, and it's got little windows in there so you can see. And
yeah, they have all these little glass, like a museum. You go through and there's all these little glass things, and it's set it up there so you can see some of the artifacts that were actually dug out of it, or brought out of it. And so there's beautiful artifacts and stuff in there. And they actually call that the Heavenly Horse Tomb. That's another name for it, because there's this one sculptor statue thing that was of a golden horse, and it had wings, and so they called it that. Anyway, then from there we went down to the King Michu tomb. Mm-hmm. He's from the Silla dynasty also, and he was the 13th king of the Silla kingdom, and he reigned from what, 264 to 284?
Yeah, so
and
wasn't that long.
No, and so we went down and we saw his gate, the king's gate, and that was really nice. It was a beautiful gate, and then it had the original stone walls on each side.
Yeah.
And so that was really pretty. And then we went over to that big rock stone memorial.
Yeah, they had a big memorial there.
And then that's where the tomb actually was, the mound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was really cool. And then there was also it's called the Sungjung Shrine, and that's where the memorial tablets for 3 kings from the Silla kingdom, they're enshrined there inside of that giant shrine. So that was really beautiful too. That was quite the structure. And then from there, did we go over to the tower?
Yeah, we went across the street and we headed over, and they have an observatory there. And
yeah, that was built in the 7th century. And that was also there. They say it's the oldest observatory from East Asia. So it's still standing.
Yeah.
And that observatory, how tall would you say that was?
I'd say it's probably 30 feet.
Yeah, it was
Maybe.
pretty. I mean,
it's not very tall when you look at it and do it, but I guess whatever gets you closest to the stars, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm really not sure what all they used it for. But anyway, they had it like, it's kind of out in an open area, and then they have like this little fence around it. So, but you can go right up to it and touch it and whatever, but it was different because of where its location. It just kind of sat there in the middle of, and that's its original place.
Yeah.
So anyway, and then we walked through the central flower garden, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
Flowers were in bloom, and it was really beautiful in there.
Oh, and they had these little photo ops, and of course I had to climb into the hearts.
Yeah.
Get my picture taken.
Darlene was in the heart.
Yeah,
She was sitting in the flowers.
Yeah. And then they had these little bunny statues, and one of us had to ride the bunny.
And I don't think that was a photo op. I think it was just a
I think
thing
it was
they had
supposed
there
to
for
be.
decoration. But anyway,
We're
we got
not
our bunny rider here.
Because I thought, oh, look at the bunnies, we can sit on them. And then it's like, and then I was looking at it thinking, I wonder if we're supposed to be sitting on these.
I don't think so, but we,
Oh, well.
one of us did.
Yeah. So anyway, and then from there we went over to the what is it?
Once you get all the way through the flower garden, then you come to where that little theater was.
Oh, there was an information center there.
Yeah, and it had a video in there of kind of what you were going to see.
Because it was like a 3D video.
Yeah, and it was what you were going to see from across the street.
Yeah, and they had a lot of information. I mean, we would say go in that because stop in there because they really did give you a lot of information.
Very well done video.
And they gave you a little brochure to carry with you so you knew what you were looking at.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then we went over to the Daereungwon Palace, and that was where they were still excavating, right?
Yeah.
And so I guess they had 3 structures that were original structures.
Yeah, so I think it was the original gate, right?
Right.
And then you go through the gate, and then there's another structure there by the pond.
There's a big pond.
Because there's a big pond there.
And then the 3 structures sat in different locations on the pond, overlooking the pond.
Yeah.
And those structures were beautiful. Now, these structures have been refurbished, but they are beautiful. And that pond was just so pretty and so calming. And then at night, we didn't get to be there at night, but you could see where all the lights were set up, and I bet you that was just beautiful at night.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure it was.
yeah, we didn't have time to go, linger and stay and do all that,
But it was nice just to walk around.
it was. And then there was a walking path that went all the way around the pond, so we did that. We walked the whole circle of the pond.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got on the other side, and there was another little smaller pond over there. And then we saw where they're excavating where the castle was. And they pull out all kinds of treasures from there. So it was really interesting to see. I mean, there again, I go back to the fact that it's 2,000 years old, and it's just pretty fascinating because, in the United States, we don't have that. We don't have 2,000-year-old, structures. So anyway, and then
from there we headed out of there and we went down the street, and that's where the museum was.
Yes, the museum. That was really nice. There's the South Korea National Museum.
I believe that's what it was.
Yeah.
But the first thing you see when you walk in there's this big giant bell.
Yeah, it's called the Emil bell.
Yeah.
And it's a Buddhist bell.
Yeah. And it was big. Somebody rang it.
Huge.
I'm not sure who rang it.
Well, that's kind of what drew us. As we were walking in, we could hear it going bong,
Yeah, so I don't know if it was tourists just getting in there, bonging it,
or Buddhists,
or if somebody else, because it was roped off where you couldn't really get to it. But
anyway, it was very beautiful.
It was huge.
It was huge. And then we walked around the outside of the museum before we even went in because the outside had so many statues that were historic monuments.
Yeah.
And so they had them all over on the outside. And so we walked around and we looked at all those beautiful statues and the gardens. And then we went on the inside, and then they had really, really beautiful things to look at. I mean, the one that I kind of cracked up because there was one and it was like this big lion head or something, and Gene was like, rah, yeah. He did that to the lion head, so of course I had to snap that picture, but no, there was a lot of really cool artifacts throughout this museum. And then we went...
Yeah, it's everything from the clothes they wear to the weapons they had to
dishes they would use.
Dishes they were using and stuff.
And everything from the Silla and Joseon dynasty. So it was really, really neat. And then we went out into this little courtyard, and then they had this big giant pagoda that just sat out there.
Yeah.
And the pagoda out there was actually, it was built in, what did they say? That was 1348. So that was, you know, not quite as old as some of the other things.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was in really good condition. And then across from that main museum, there was another smaller museum that had just all kinds of Buddha heads.
Yeah.
And then,
So it was the Buddha Museum.
well, that's what we call it because we're not sure what its name was. But
Yeah.
anyway, we went in there and there was just all these Buddha heads and different personalities of the Buddha.
Yeah.
So anyway, and then after we left there, we went out to the Gyeongju Bridge. Boy, I slaughtered that. I'm sorry. But anyway, it's built in 760 AD, and it has been restored as well. A lot of these structures have been restored.
Yeah.
But
That
this
one-
was beautiful.
Yeah,
There was like a little river, a small river or creek or whatever you want to call it.
yeah. And we
And-
walked from the museum and walked to the bridge, and
Well, that was a long ways.
that was a long way.
It was hot.
It was pretty hot, so.
We
We
were
were-
like, I was about this close to putting my thumb up and hitchhiking. I was
So-
just like, oh my gosh, what did we walk down here
But we
for?
got to the bridge, and it was worth the walk, because that bridge was absolutely amazing.
It was beautiful. And then he actually found a little staircase, so he went up into the bridge.
And yeah, it's got like a hollow area up there on top. So only thing I can figure is it would be if they needed to defend the bridge.
Yeah, that could be.
So if they had to put soldiers up there to defend it or whatever, or
Yeah, we don't know.
store stuff up there, I'm not exactly sure, but
It was so funny because he's just like, I'm gonna go up these stairs, just like Gene always does. He finds some little place to go and he's like, I'm going here. So he went up the stairs, and next thing I know, he's up there waving at me from way up high. So I just took his picture. Anyway, and then we went to the Seongjeon Shrine Complex courtyard that was dedicated to the Kim clan, who once ruled the Silla Kingdom. That was when you came off the bridge, and then you're back into this Hanok village again.
yes.
And so, and you kind of, what we did was we realized we kind of did a great big circle. So we came back and we're like, oh, we started way over there. And so we
Yeah.
kind of did a giant circle. Anyway, but that bridge, I have to say, that was probably one of the prettiest bridges I'd ever seen.
Yeah, I wish I could have saw it at night
Yeah,
when the lights were on.
that was
'cause
really, really a beautiful
I
bridge.
saw pictures of it, and it's beautiful.
And then we wrapped up our day looking for dinner because we had been going all day. And
Yeah, like we said, we only had one day, so we crammed it all in one
everything
day.
we could put in. And then Gene put in his phone, he looked for, where we could eat. And we found this really neat little Italian restaurant, I know, right there in the middle of the Hanok village. But it was called Maison de Moon. And boy, that was a good little place to go eat.
Yeah,
Their
kind of hard to
food
find.
was fabulous.
Because as we were walking through, the Hanok Village has all the little narrow streets and stuff, and you're walking through, and this restaurant was kind of behind another building,
Yeah.
so we had to walk back in.
And we
there.
saw the
But-
little sign just out by the road, and there was music playing out of the little sign, remember?
Yeah.
And we were
so-
like, oh, I wonder what that music is. And then here it's from the restaurant. So,
Yeah, but
It
the
was-
food was
oh
excellent.
my
The
gosh,
food
it was excellent. Yeah, so anyway, but that was our full day in Gyeongju. And gosh, we loved every minute of it. And so
Yeah, and then from there,
unfortunately, that was all we had.
from there we just caught an Uber, went back to the hotel, and
And that was the end of it.
had to leave the next day.
Yep. So On our next visit, we're heading to Jeju Island. So we'll be showing you Jeju Island and all the things we did there. And that did require a flight. And we did our first flight on Korean Air. So, and it was a good flight. So anyway, so we'll see you next time.
From Jeju.
And if you like this video, give us a like, subscribe, and share.
All right.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.